Shalom, giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the elders and apostles, the great millstone that rule well, and shalom to all Archeum, teaching this word around the globe with faith and truth and sincerity. Primarily, well, I say primarily, specifically is the word I should use. Specifically to the 144,000 elect men of the nation of Israel and the other members of the elect that are destined to be saved. This message is to you. So I'm the brother Caleb from the GMS England London Forecasters Camp, back with another lesson to help edify the Lord's elect. I'd like to start by saying that we are the real Hebrew Israelites, and the real Israelites are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, Native Americans, West Indians, and West Africans predominantly, but you will find Israelites that do look like the other nations, because we as a people have been scattered among all the nations to our various captivities. But if your seed line by your forefathers goes back to the man in the Bible that was named Israel, then you too are an Israelite no matter what you may look like, because Numbers 1:18 tells you that your nationality is determined by the lineage of your forefathers. So this is just going to be a very, very quick lesson on something that just came to my mind. It's got to be a short one, but Lord willing, it'll be edifying. Because oftentimes when you desire something, sometimes Satan will come and offer you the thing that you want, and it's down to you to be spiritual and understand that the thing that you might desire might not necessarily be what's good for you. But Satan will come to you and offer you the thing that you desire, and it will look like a good thing, but you have to be spiritual and discerning enough to know, you know what, man, not everything that glitters is gold, you know. Sometimes negative things can come wrapped up in a very attractive package. I'll say that again. Sometimes negative things can come wrapped up in a very attractive package. So again, if you're carnal, you'll just look at the outside and be like, oh yeah, this is this, and I can do this, and I can do that. Well, hang on a minute, but what's actually behind it? What's the deeper meaning to it? What's actually beneath the surface of that? So, using Matthew 4 as an example. Then when Yahushua was led up in the spirit into the wilderness, he was tempted by the devil. And when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was afterwards and hungered. And when the tempter came to him, he said, if thou be the Son of God, command that these stones be made bread. So, how did Satan come to tempt Yahushua? He came to him and offered him the thing which he lusted for the most in that moment. He lusted for food because he was hungry. So what did Satan try and tempt him with? Bread. And therein is the point. Sometimes you might be meditating on something, right? And it's off according to the scriptures, but you can't act upon it because it hasn't been presented to you, but it's in your mind. You're entertaining that thought. You're, as they say in the world, playing with that idea. Well, guess what? That can be a dangerous thing, because one day the Most High might put that thing in front of you, right there in the moment. Suddenly, boom, there it is. But what are you going to do? Are you going to be spiritual enough to look, hang on a minute, this might be a setup. Hang on a minute, this might be a trap. You know what? Maybe this is Satan trying to tempt me. This is the way you should be thinking as a spiritual man. You know, a man that's on his watch, a man that is vigilant, a man that is understanding that we are in the midst of spiritual warfare. The battle for our souls is waging every day. You know, there's a lot of wayward spirits that would love to sift you out of the truth. They would love to make you go off. You know, the Most High has his counsels in the heaven. You know, I want this guy to do a particular thing. I want this guy to die a particular way. Present your ideas. This demon will say we could do it that way. This demon can say we could do it another way. Another demon might say, well, I can do it this way. Then the Most High is like, okay, thou hast said, well, go and do. So there's discussions being had, man. There's discussions being had in the spiritual realm about every one of us. And we have to pray that we stay within the good graces of the Most High, and that we don't get sifted, that we don't get tempted, that we don't allow the lusts of our flesh to corrupt our mind and our spirit to the point where we no longer know what's up and what's down and what's left and right. We're calling good bad. We're calling bad good. You know, you're totally bugged out, man. That can happen, and God forbid it happen to me or any of the other sincere brothers in this truth. I'm going to get a precept. Bear me a second. This is interesting, man. Very, very interested. I'm going to read, because when people get sifted out of this truth, it can be shocking to us on the earth. But it's already done played out in the spiritual realm. It's not a shock to the Most High. It's shocking to us because we're kind of like playing catch up to what's already taking place in the spiritual realm. So when a guy gets sifted from the truth, best believe the conversation's already been had. Conversation's already been had, and the decree's already passed, and then the angels and the demons come down, and they play out exactly to the letter as the Most High commands them to do. So when a guy gets rejected, he's not really being rejected by men per se, he's being rejected by the Most High. This is 1 Kings 22, starting at verse 19. Right. 1 Kings 22:19. And he said, Hear thou therefore the word of Yahweh. I saw Yahweh sitting on his throne, and all the hosts of heaven standing by him on his right hand and on his left. And Yahweh said, Who will persuade Ahab that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead? And one said on this manner, and one said on another manner. Let me read that correctly again. And Yahweh said, Who shall persuade Ahab? So it's very specific. The Most High was talking about a particular man. The Most High was talking about a particular man, and he's asking the angels and the demons, who will persuade him that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead. So we can use the example again. Yahushua was tempted by bread. Every brother's got a different thing they desire. And the Most High has his counsel in the heaven where he says to the angels on the left hand and on the right, who will persuade this man to be tempted by, let's use some examples. The first two that come to my mind, who will persuade this man to be tempted by money? Second example that comes to my mind, who will persuade this man to be tempted by a woman? Third example that can come to mind, who can be persuaded to tempt this man into revenge? Or any other manner of particular sins that can cause a man to fall off and end up being destroyed. These counsels are had, these discussions are had in the spiritual realm. They've already been done and dusted and taken place. We just see it playing out now because we're playing catch up to the spiritual realm. So it says verse 21, and there came forth a spirit and stood before Yahweh and said, I will persuade him. And Yahweh said unto him, Wherewith? And he said, I will go forth, and I will be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. And he said, Thou shalt persuade him, and prevail also. Go forth and do so. So when a particular temptation may come upon a man, and he gets banged over in the spirit because he ain't doing enough road work, he ain't doing his exercises, he ain't staying in shape, has allowed himself to get fucking soft, slow, complacent, because he ain't on his spiritual watch. He ain't got his sword sharp to battle the demons that are over him. Well, guess what? Them demons are going to end up overpowering his ass and beating down his ass and destroying his ass and sifting him out the truth. That's how this game works. Hey, man, I'm just talking. I didn't make the rules. This is the Most High's game, man. And in any game, if you want to be successful at it, you have to understand the rules of the game and play according to them rules. Because when you don't, guess what? It's called a foul. And guess what? Too many fouls, you end up getting disqualified. It's like in football, man. You run around fouling everybody left, right, and centre. What's going to happen, man? You get a yellow card. And what does that yellow card mean? It represents a warning. Hey, you can't be doing this, man. Fix up, play right, or get off the fucking pitch. You want to keep playing waywardly and doing off shit on the pitch? Well, guess what? Then your ass gets a red card. But in this game, it's not a red card from some... Forgive me, I've got cats they're playing. In this game, you're not getting a red card for some referee. You're getting a red card from the Most High. And when you get sent off that pitch, boy, you're gonna end up crying like Paul Gascoigne in what is it, World Cup '90 or whatever. Walking off the pitch crying like a bitch. Oh, they done me this, and oh, they done me that, and oh, they can't judge situations, and oh, and this mad had malice. Fuck you, man. Go do one, man. Yeah, I'm speaking about someone specific, but I don't even need to say too much, man, because what do the scriptures say about such people? If I attempt to justify myself, my own mouth will condemn me. You're already done out here looking like a fool, man. Already done running your mouth talking your shit. Go find another shoulder to cry on, man, because you're just a bitch. An emotional, big Shirley ass little bitch. But hey, man, I don't need to get into that shit. The important point is that these messages are to the elect. So it's all about the edification of the elect. So, with that being said, not everything that appears to you in this life very few things in this life are to be taken at face value. Especially when something comes along, gift wrapped in a nice sweet package with a pretty little bow. Guess what? Negative things can be wrapped up in beautiful packages. So if you're not cognizant of that, if you're not discerning enough to see, hang on a minute, I've been presented with a situation. Maybe it's a test from the Lord to see if I'm going to go to the right or to the left. And if I go to the left and I fuck up, well then that's on me because I failed the test. And that's for all of us. We've all got our tests, man. We've all got our crosses to bear. And if we have integrity, we'll be able to bear them and come through the other side and make it to the next level. If not, well, as I said, maybe it's time to get off the pitch. And with that being said, giving all praises, honor and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakal Kadash, double honors unto the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that rule well. Shalom to the 144,000, the elect of the nation of Israel, and the other elect members who are destined to be saved. I'm out for now. I'll catch you on the next one. Shalom, Shalom for now.